Just like envy, you cannot say, oh, why are people so envious? We'll see that envy never comes amongst people who have different occupations. A cricketer is never envious of a person who is very good at tennis. Or a cricketer will never be envious of a person who's a very good cook. But a cricketer will be envious of another good cricketer because the profession is the same. That is the nature of envy. So sometimes the nature of envy can surpass even that. But generally speaking, that's how it is defined. But envy is such a thing that doesn't have a reason. Why was Dhritarashtra so envious of the Pandavas? Because Dhritarashtra, he was the eldest son. Pandu was the younger brother. Although Dhritarashtra was born blind, it was not because of his being blind that he was not allowed to ascend the throne of Hastinapur. But because Pandu, his younger brother, was more qualified than Dhritarashtra to ascend the throne, that's why Pandu became the king. But Dhritarashtra, that was the beginning of the envy creeping into the heart of Dhritarashtra. Because he started to feel that he is the victim. He started to feel that injustice has happened upon me, that I actually deserve this throne of Hastinapur. And I have been wronged that I have not been given what is rightfully mine. Because of this nature, Dhritarashtra was burning with envy. This was the reason why the envy was getting to such a height, to such an extent, that when Dhritarashtra's sons were born, they were born with this same consciousness. So much envy towards the Pandavas. Because all of them started feeling what Dhritarashtra was feeling. Injustice has been done to us. We are actually deprived of what is rightfully ours. It belongs to us and we have been deprived, and therefore I don't like the Pandavas. So according to the Kauravas, according to Dhritarashtra, their envy was very much justified from their point of view. Because they were considering themselves to be the victims. And whatever they did, as a result of that feeling, they never felt it to be wrong. They tried to, from the beginning days in the Gurukul, when the Kauravas and Pandavas were studying together, since that time, Duryodhana was so envious of Bhima, so envious. And it started by, in that young age, Duryodhana poisoned little Bhima. Of course, the result of that poisoning was that, Bhima came back more, powerful. That is the mercy of Krishna. But Duryodhana never felt that he's doing something wrong. Giving poison to another child and then putting that child and, immersing that child in the river, how bad is that? How wrong is that? It's morally, ethically, all kinds of ways that they have violated, but they never felt that they have done anything wrong. They felt justified. What they have done is right. Because they considered themselves to be wronged. They considered themselves to be victims. So therefore, whatever they do is rightful, it's justified. That was the mentality. Starting from that time to every incident that Duryodhana and the Kauravas, and under the, guise of Dhritarashtra, under the, authority of Dhritarashtra, the Kauravas were doing these atrocities upon the Pandavas, be it the house of lac, burning the Pandavas alive. What a conspiracy! To burn your own relatives, to make a house, a palace of lac, and to just burn the place down because you're so envious of your own cousins and you want to burn them down. Justified in the eyes of Dhritarashtra as well as the Kauravas. When they came back, not giving them Hastinapur, but giving them Khandavprast. And when they transformed Khandavprast by the mercy of Krishna, when the Pandavas transformed Khandavprast to Indraprast, that was also not liked by Dhritarashtra and the Kauravas. And that was a result why they invited the Pandavas to a dice match, to a game of dice. How much insult the Pandavas had to go through. In the presence of Dhritarashtra, the daughter-in-law of the family, Draupadi, was insulted. Still Dhritarashtra didn't say a word. Why? Because Dhritarashtra still felt that what was happening to the Pandavas, they deserve it. Because I have been wronged. So what is coming to them, they deserve it. That is the nature of envy. That is how envious Dhritarashtra was. The Pandavas getting exiled. And the agreement was the 13th year of exile, of incognito. They have to get into incognito. And if they are recognized in the 13th year, again 12 years of exile. Because when Duryodhana was sending the Pandavas away, he said that I actually never want to see your faces again. Why did they keep this condition of the 13th year? Is because that Duryodhana was confident that these 5 Pandavas, nobody can, hide these kind of diamonds. They are precious jewels, such effulgent personalities. I mean, Bhima, Arjuna, they were like millions of suns combined. Bhima was like a mountain. How can you hide a mountain? It's impossible. So Duryodhana and everyone were very confident that in the 13th year of exile, we'll recognize them, again go for 12 years of exile. So this cycle would keep continuing and they would never come back to Hastinapur. That was the plan. But of course, Krishna has his plan. Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe ke. That if Krishna desires to save a particular person, nothing, no power in this world can destroy that plan of Krishna. What ill intent Ashwathama had, what ill motivation Ashwathama had, that when he found out that the 5 people that he killed in their sleep were not the 5 Pandavas, but they were actually the 5 sons of the Pandavas. When he came to the ashram of Vyasadeva to do Paschatap, to repent on his, horrible act, at that time Vyasadeva said that you are under illusion, my dear Ashwathama. You did not kill the Pandavas, but you killed the sons of the Pandavas. Ashwathama was so cruel, so horrible. He said, okay, if I have not killed the Pandavas yet, I'm going to kill the ascendants of the Pandavas. I'm going to kill the little tiny soul who is in the form of a baby in the womb of Uttara, Abhimanyu's wife. And Ashwathama pulled out Brahmastra and shot it towards the womb of Uttara. And Uttara could feel that something dangerous is coming towards her womb. And she ran to Krishna, Krishna Trahi Mam, please protect me. Save me, O Krishna. And Krishna immediately became thumb size, the size of the thumb. And he entered Uttara's womb. And with a gada, a mace in his hand, he was protecting the embryo. He was just swirling the gada around his head and he was protecting the embryo like a Sudarshan chakra. There was nothing that could penetrate the protection of Krishna. Even Brahmastra could not kill Parikshit Maharaj when Krishna himself wanted to protect Parikshit Maharaj. How much ever envy anyone can have. But if Krishna wants to protect, he will go against the laws of nature. Krishna, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead acts, the laws of nature do not act. Urukrama Vikramanya. That when the Supreme Personality of Godhead wants to do something, no laws of nature can protect. The laws of nature, they just back off. Krishna can violate any law of nature. He violated Brahmastra. Brahmastra is the greatest, the most powerful weapon in this material world. It's the weapon of the creator, Brahma. And Krishna counteracted Brahmastra and saved Parikshit Maharaj. The Brahmastra had to go back. That is the potency of Krishna. When Krishna wants to protect, no matter what envy is going around, that still the devotees are protected by the divine will of Krishna, if Krishna wants to protect. So the devotees can never, be harmed in that sense. They are always under the protection of Krishna. So envy has no fixed reason why people can become so envious. Or because of this reason. They can conquer or concoct any kind of, crazy reason, which can seem very crazy to us, probably, but it's not crazy for them because they feel justified. Imagine after the battle of Kurukshetra, when the Pandavas came to see Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra had so much anger, so much envy for Bhima for killing all of his 100 sons, that Krishna actually, when Bhima was about to go and embrace Dhritarashtra, Krishna motioned to Bhima that no, you don't go. There was a big giant, iron, statue of Bhima there. So Krishna motioned that you put that statue in front of Dhritarashtra. And Dhritarashtra just took that, and he was very strong. Kshatriyas those days are very, very strong. So he just crushed that statue. And as soon as he crushed that statue, all of, Dhritarashtra's anger was melted. And that time was the first time that Dhritarashtra repented. That, oh, what have I done? Why did I kill my dear brother's son? I know my sons were on the side of adharma. I knew what I am doing is wrong. That time when his anger was vented out, that's when Dhritarashtra realized. And Krishna gave Dhritarashtra a chance to rectify himself through the instructions of Vidura. And Dhritarashtra actually went back home, back to Godhead, because of the kindness of Vidura upon Dhritarashtra. That is the beauty of Krishna consciousness.